In the land of Canaan, there lived a young man named Joseph, the beloved son of Jacob. Of all his 12 sons, Jacob favored Joseph above the rest and gave him a coat of many colors, a garment so fine it set him apart for all to see. But Joseph possessed something far greater than a coat. He was given dreams, vivid prophetic dreams, in which the sun, the moon, and the stars themselves bowed down before him. His brothers watched, and they seethed with jealousy. Who was this boy to dream of ruling over them? Their envy turned to hatred, and their hatred turned to a plan. One day, when Joseph came to find them in the fields, they seized him, stripped him of his precious coat, and threw him into a dark and empty pit. Then, for 20 pieces of silver, they sold their own brother to a caravan of slave traders bound for Egypt. Joseph arrived in Egypt not as a prince, but as a slave. He was sold to Potiphar, the captain of Pharaoh's guard, and there he served faithfully. God's hand was upon him, and everything Joseph touched prospered. But his loyalty was rewarded with betrayal. Potiphar's wife falsely accused him, and Joseph, an innocent man, was cast into prison. Yet even in the darkness of a prison cell, Joseph did not lose faith. He interpreted the dreams of 2 of Pharaoh's servants with astonishing accuracy, and he waited. He waited not for days, not for weeks, but for 2 long years, trusting that God had not forgotten him. Then came the night that changed everything. Pharaoh himself was tormented by dreams that no wise man in Egypt could explain. 7 fat cows devoured by 7 thin cows. 7 full heads of grain swallowed by 7 withered ones. In desperation, Pharaoh summoned the forgotten prisoner. Joseph stood before the most powerful man in the world and spoke with quiet authority. God has revealed what he is about to do. 7 years of abundance will come, followed by 7 years of terrible famine. Store up grain now, and Egypt will survive. Pharaoh was astounded. He removed his signet ring and placed it upon Joseph's finger. In a single day, the slave became the second most powerful ruler in all of Egypt. Joseph, the boy who had been thrown into a pit by his own brothers, now held the fate of nations in his hands. When the famine struck, it spread across every land, including Canaan. Joseph's brothers journeyed to Egypt, desperate for food, and they knelt before the very brother they had sold into slavery. They did not recognize him, but Joseph recognized them. After testing their hearts and finding them changed, he could hold back no longer. With tears streaming down his face, he spoke the words that echo through the ages. "I am Joseph, your brother. Do not be afraid. What you meant for evil, God meant for good, to save many lives." And so the family was reunited, and Israel was preserved. Joseph's story reminds us of a truth that endures across the centuries. No pit is too deep, no prison too dark, and no betrayal too painful for God to redeem. When the world counts you out, the Almighty is still working, quietly, faithfully, and with a purpose far greater than we can see. If this story moved your heart, subscribe for more powerful stories of faith. And remember, God's plan for your life is not over. The best may still be yet to come.